everyone, welcome to Catwalk. Today's segment we are going to focus on what happens when you let your hair free flow when you're riding the motorcycle. As we all know, any of us that have done it, it creates a huge mess. And if you can see Margaret's hair right here, it's matted, it's frizzy, it's a little bit coated with road grime. I know, having fine hair myself, sometimes when I've gotten off the bike and taken my helmet off after my hair is free flowed, it looks wet. That's just all environmental junk and road grime. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to detangle with minimal amount of damage, minimal amount of breakage, and keeping your hair as healthy as possible. Margaret has beautiful hair. She struggles with it a bit, but it's curly, it's thick, it's got great texture. But because of all of that included, if you can see, the amount of tangling and matting that's in her hair is pretty significant. We've taken a couple stills so that way we can attach those photos in a little bit so you can see a little bit closer up what's going on with her hair and her tangling, and we'll do some after as well. But we're going to take you through the process on how to professionally and carefully detangle your hair. I think a lot of us, when we go out and we ride and either we don't wear a helmet or we let our hair free flow, when we get back home and we need to remove all of that, we tend to get after it with a brush or a comb, a wide tooth comb, a pick, once it's dry or when it's dry. We're going to avoid that. It's always better to approach hair when it's clean. So what we're going to do today is we're going to shampoo and condition Margaret's hair first. We're going to towel dry, we're going to prep with some product, and then we're going to detangle. And there's very specific ways of doing all of these things. I know a lot of times when we're dealing with our hair, we're in a rush, we're trying to get out the door, on our way to work. But when you're trying to mitigate damage from riding with free-flowing hair, I want you to take a couple extra minutes, and those couple extra minutes will save your hair. So we'll go over step by step, and then we'll show a step by step, just to make it as simple and as easy, and you can go back and reference whatever you need to, as well as on the blog post itself. I have everything written out for y'all. First thing we're going to do is we're going to shampoo Margaret's hair. Now, what I've already mentioned is when you're doing manipulation, shampooing is mainly for the scalp. A lot of times people like to get in there and do a lot of roughing up on the hair. Whether you're tangled or not, that's not really good for the hair. It's way too rough. We all know we have these cuticle layers. When we get tangling, those cuticle layers are open. And when you get in there and you rough it up, you're just locking them in together, and that's what creates more tangling. So we're going to avoid that process. Any residue, sudsing that flows down the hair is plenty to help remove dirt, oils, road grime, anything you need to remove from the hair. So when I shampoo Margaret's hair, and what I'll have you do at home, is just focus your manipulations gently on the scalp. You don't need to get down through those ends and scrub them. Everything we will do is in a downward motion. Again, we're working on pulling those tangles out. So always run your hands down the hair as opposed to into it or up the hair shaft. Again, that'll just cause more tangling. Once we rinse the shampoo, the conditioner will also be applied in a downward motion, but we're going to focus on the mid-length and ends to give them the most benefit from the conditioner. Margaret tends to wear a helmet all the time, which is good, but this hair doesn't need as much. It doesn't have the wind whipping and the road grime as much as it does down here, nor the tangling. So it's not super tangled, but that's pretty good. So once we get her shampooed and conditioned, we'll come back and we'll apply some product. I'll show you guys how to towel dry, how to apply your product, how to brush it out with your brush, wet brush, best brush ever, and then we'll go from there. All right?